What's going on, everyone? The heroes on Godforge.gg are live, and that means hero kits are here. There are a couple of these that I've already taken a look at as I was helping Raven on some of his site, but I have spent most of my time working on things that I've already known, and so this is my live reaction to all the new legendary hero kits that are on the website. So right here, if we're looking here at Aru, we know all of these kits. None of this is necessarily new, and so we get to move straight on to Asgard. And the first thing is Fenrir. Now, I will say that Fenrir is the first hero that I did look at, that I do already have a first look at, and so this will be a little bit different than the rest of the kits, but let's get into him. So Fenrir, Fen Dweller, is a Slayer cunning chaos hero for this faction. I mean, he looks absolutely sick. I can't wait to see him in the game. But his first attack, Bloodlust, attack one enemy 2 times, 180% attack and 2 HP. So yeah, he's a Slayer. He does have some additional HP here, which I find a little bit interesting. But this, oh, no, that's what it is. That I always forget. This is the heal symbol. So I feel like there might be actually a word missing here, and this is probably a very good time to say, guys, that do keep in mind on this site, everything is subject to change. Remember, this data on this page is subject to change before launch. Keep that in mind when you are thinking about just anything regarding this. But heal 2% HP this hero for each stack of bleed on the target. If the target is under 5 or more bleed stacks, this attack cannot weak hit. That's pretty awesome. The awakening bonus is if this target is under 10 stacks, each hit also increases hero's crit damage by 5, stacking up to. So you can maximize this guy's crit damage to 50% more when there are 10 stacks of bleed on the target. Wow. Okay. For his core, attack one enemy, 410% attack with 75%, probably going to book up to 100% chance to activate 3 stacks of bleed. Okay. This guy is depending on a lot of bleed. Surely there is more bleed in this kit. I haven't seen it yet, but if the target is under 10 stacks, gain an extra turn. Activate all stacks of bleed on the target instead, or waiting bonus. Wow. Okay, so I'm seeing ultimate right here. I'm seeing bleed right here. So let's see what it is. I mean, let's hope he's placing a lot. Attack one enemy 2 times. Before attacking, place 2 stacks of bleed on the target. Okay, which cannot be resisted if this hero has a 100% crit rate. That's nice. I'm assuming you can still the weak hit though. And so, affinity is still an issue with that, but even still, if you crit cap this guy, which you will, he's a Slayer. Also place barrier, which actually what am I saying? This is actually very good because you're building it for damage. You are going to be in longer fights, especially you're going to be maxing out bleeds. And so upping his crit damage. So you are already crit capping this guy. And so you actually don't have to put any accuracy on him. For attacking, place 2 stacks, which cannot be resisted at a 100% crit rate. Yeah. Also place barrier on this hero, equal to 5% of the damage inflicted. Wow. Okay. A little bit of self-sustaining. I mean, he's healing himself as well. This is an interesting Slayer. I like this. If the target is under 10 stacks of bleed, increases hero's turn meter by 20%. Oh, okay. Divinity generator, 60%, 60 divinity when inflicting damage to enemies under bleed. Okay. So here's the one problem. He only applies bleed on his ultimate, and you need to gain divinity to cast your ultimate. And so, I mean, you're naturally going to gain divinity through other parts of your team, which is fine. But getting that first ultimate off on Fenrir is definitely going to be a challenge. And yeah, again, long fights, great damage dealer. I'm thinking clan boss or Pantheon boss, what have you. Definitely going to be great at maximizing damage there. If you can pair him with another bleed champion, like if you have Dracula on the team or anybody else who's going to be applying bleeds, even just a couple, then that could be awesome. I mean, yeah, for each stack of bleed in the target, he's going to be healing himself, doing damage under 5 or more stacks. Can I weak hit? I like this. It's just this one thing is that if you don't have any other way of supporting him or increasing divinity or anything around that regard, it's going to be really challenging to get that first ultimate off. It's definitely going to take longer. But once you have the ultimate, you're doing 2 stacks of bleed, and then you're just attacking and getting more and more divinity as you attack. So that's pretty sweet. His passive, enemies under bleed have their turn meter reduction effects reduced by 100%. Wait, enemies under bleed have their turn meter reduction effects reduced. Okay, so if you're under bleed, you cannot reduce turn meter. At least that's how I read that. It's a little odd saying it that way. Have their turn meter reduction effects reduced by 100%. I mean, if you're facing some disruptors, that's pretty powerful. I like that's pretty cool. I wonder, so if you were to bleed, so we know that one of the abilities of in Hag's Hollow, Gwaihriben, her she decreases turn meter on one of her attacks. And so if you have bleed on her, that actually completely negates that ability. Granted, he's a single target damage dealer, so you wouldn't be bringing him into Hag's Hollow anyway because you want a lot of AoE for that dungeon. And so I can't necessarily see him as a great fit for that particular area of content. But this thing, which I guess if you go back down to the imprint, enemies under bleed have the turn meter reduced by 50%. That's a great imprint to have. Yeah, I mean, just plain and simple. That's a solid imprint into particular areas of content. Definitely not S tier imprint, but definitely good. This is an interesting one. I like him. I like that he's healing. I like that he's providing barrier. I mean, I like bleed as a concept around heroes. Typically, I wish that Dracula had been better inside of the alpha. But yeah, no, I mean, I like it. I like it. That's it's a fun build, and he's one of the beasts, which we're all excited about. So that's pretty cool. Ymir, I've also seen this one. Actually, beforehand, I'm gonna shout out Odin. This guy's gotten a rework. I'm gonna be putting out another video on that because man, talk about an eternal disruptor now. Dude sounds like he's gonna be a total beast. But keep an eye out for that. As we go to Ymir, the World Bringer, an eternal brawler. Imprint bonus: when this hero is attacked, has a 25% chance that's the imprint to place freeze. I have said for a long time that is an absolutely clutch imprint. Great choice for Godforge quests. Going to destroy some teams in the arena with that. But let's see what he's all about. Chilling Breach, attack one enemy. He's a brawler, so it's HP plus attack percentages with a 75, probably booked to 100% chance to place defense down 2 for 2 turns. So, I mean, he's eternal. So, assuming he has the accuracy, that's defense down on a basic attack. Wow, 2 turns. That's awesome. If the target is under freeze, which actually, now that I think about it, I'm so used to raid in which heroes have like 3 abilities, and so you think about turning attacks in that fashion. But this is Godforge. You have a core and you have a basic. So if you're putting defense down 2 for 2 turns, that means you are keeping a constant defense down 2 on one target, so a boss, potentially, constantly, which that's awesome. If the target is under freeze, place barrier on this hero equal to 5% of the damage inflicted. Okay, so this is great for bosses. This is not, because my guess is you can't freeze any bosses. But attack avalanche, attack all enemies. Whoa. I'm going to guess that this is an error on the skill. Reduces each target's speed by 10, stacking up to 3 times. So you can reduce enemy speed by 30 in longer fights. Wow. At max stacks, will place freeze on each target for 1 turn, which cannot be blocked or resisted. Okay. So you slow everybody down and then you start freezing them if you get going on this. We don't know what the cooldowns are on these abilities. They haven't provided that information, but that's pretty solid. I don't see this happening in a whole lot of content. I mean, we don't know what some of the longer dungeons will be, but like this would be something that you apply on minions, not on bosses. I don't know. That's interesting. And it's Awakening 1 bonus, though. It's nice. Mountain Fall, speed down 2. Ooh, I like that. Attack all enemies with an 80% chance, 100% probably, chance to place speed down 2 on each target for 2 turns. Actually, okay, so really quick call out. The Mountain Fall. So this has 80% chance. With scrolls and leveling up skills, I'm going to guess that this is probably what can go up to 100%. And then the 75 might go up to 90%. I don't know. I might see both. Just saw that I am looking this way on the camera, which means I'm not looking to center of screen, which seems a little weird to me. So give me one quick second, guys. I'm just going to move myself over here so that it doesn't look weird, at least in my book. Anyway, like and subscribe. Anyway, Mountain Fall attacks all enemies, 80% chance, speed down 2 on each target for 2 turns. I love that. Attack all enemies with probably another booking up to 100% chance to freeze enemies under speed down 2. So this guy is eternal. So you're not looking at affinity weaknesses. You are most likely dealing with, assuming you have the accuracy, speed down, and then a freeze. So not only are you slowing them down, you're also canceling out one of their turns, which, sweet. Each time this hero places freeze, reduce this hero's divinity cost by 10, stacking up to 30 times. So that means you can bring this ultimate cost down to 950. Am I doing that right? Yeah, that's 300. 30 times, 10 times 30, up to 30 times. Wow. And increase the damage this hero inflicts on their next ultimate ability by 3%. Huh. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. It doesn't seem to be, Mountainfall doesn't seem to be a huge damage. Well, it's 2 attacks with, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what that's like. I have no idea what these numbers equate to in the game. We just haven't played enough. It's been a long time since alpha. But 950 divinity needed for ultimate once this gets going. I would hope that in a boss fight, man, it would be nice that if in a boss fight this still worked. Like when you attempt to place freeze, like if it's a boss, you still gain the divinity cost ability. We'll have to see. On this, though, you gain 50 divinity when this hero places freeze. So he doesn't really sound like somebody who would be benefiting in a boss fight because of this. Like freeze is just, this isn't content that you're going to be able to use him in. Great for wave control, great for leading up to a boss. But yeah, I mean, I love a good freeze champion. He sounds like a lot of fun. Speed down, good control. You know, a brawler that feels a little bit like a disruptor, but you know, that's all right. When this hero is attacked, it has 50% chance to place freeze. Okay, makes total sense. Also has 50% chance to place freeze if any disable. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So we'll have to figure out what that means. But yeah, Ymir, solid champion, great control on the battlefield, probably incredible and a terrifying to face in arena. If you get this guy, definitely solid. I'm a fan. So we're going to be going over epics in another video, guys. And so make sure and just stay tuned to the channel. There's going to be a lot of information coming out now that we have all this information talking about what kinds of teams to be looking for, synergies for early access, all kinds of stuff. So make sure and subscribe for that future content. But let's move on to Avalon. Oh, okay. First off, I've been so curious about King Arthur's abilities. We're going to look at him right now and come back to the Fisher King. Strength Defender for Avalon, Lord of Camelot. I mean, Lord King, King Arthur, you can't duplicate the words, but he looks a little silly there, in my personal opinion. But let's see what the King of Camelot does. Loyal Strike. Attacks one enemy, place intercept on the ally with the highest initiative for 1 turn. Okay. So initiative is always changing. So you'll be placing intercept on multiple allies the more you go. This will be a good ability for Hag's Hollow because, well, it's the one dungeon we actually know the abilities of. But okay, yeah, so definitely supporting his defender status with Intercept. I'm assuming I'm seeing Ward here. I'm not seeing Shield pop up. So let's see what it says. Excalibur's Call. Oh. Attack all enemies with a 75% chance to place attack down 2 and initiative down 2 on each target for 2 turns. I do love an AoE attack down. I think initiative down is going to be such a great debuff to have in your squad. I think a lot of people are going to potentially kind of sleep on it a bit, think that initiative down isn't that great because they're not used to thinking about divinity and ultimates, but you put initiative down 2 on your enemies and you're going to be cranking out ultimates and they're going to be left in the dust. Great ability. King's Oath, his ultimate. Place ward for 2 turns on this hero, then place vanish on all allies for 2 turns. Wow. Now, I believe, if I am not mistaken, let's see. If I go over, if we're over here on Raven's site, so ravenpyrus.com, great resource for everybody. I know they have a lot of information going on godforge.gg, but Raven's site is a cumulative knowledge of the game so far. Lots and lots of stuff that we as a community are going and doing. You can log in, have an account, join a Pantheon here, all kinds of great stuff. But really quick, if I'm just remembering, let's see what ward does. Reduce damage received by 100%. Okay, duration reduced when triggered by an attack. Okay, I thought so. So basically, you place ward for 2 turns. If he doesn't get attacked, it doesn't decrease until those 2 turns, or at least I don't know if it's 2 turns or just it's a value of 2. Because if I recall correctly, ward doesn't decrease until you actually take damage. So you place ward 2 stacks, perhaps, maybe 2 turns, I don't know, and then place vanish. Also, 80% chance gonna scroll up. I don't like that. Going to book up. This is going to increase to 100% chance to place taunt on all enemies for 1 turn. Oh. When an ally under vanish is attacked, reduce the damage received by 20%, increase this hero's divinity by 5%. That would be fantastic for AoE bosses. 1300 on the cost. He gains 100 divinity when this hero counterattacks. When this hero counterattacks. When this hero's intercepts attacks, reduce the damage. Huh. What am I missing? What am I missing? Intercept. Redirects an attack. Duration is reduced when activated. Guys, let me know down in the comments. Am I missing anything on this skill set? This doesn't make sense to me. Like, he has no counterattack in his kit, right? Retaliate or counterattack. Huh. And taunt. Yeah. Yeah. It's just reduced damage and forcing them to hit him. So one, I'm a little bit lost. Granted, this divinity generator might be wrong. There's definitely been a lot of things that we've highlighted. You'll notice that I'm not going down to the Ascensions and the Awakenings because most of this information is incorrect. We know that like initiative is supposed to be defense, that these stats are not correct. Like there's some stuff like power is supposed to be, divinity, the initial divinity. There's a lot of things that they're still having to tweak. They're working really hard, but there must be potentially an issue with this kit is it confuses me. He does not have defense up. He does not have shield. So you place taunt on a team of 4 or 5 enemies. You get hit twice and you're taking 3 more hits. If you time that incorrectly, and the damage dealer hits you, I mean, your entire team is vanished, so you're taking the hit. I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know. Hey, if as you are watching this though, make sure, even if you have just opinions on different heroes, make sure and leave a comment on your opinion on these kits. Definitely want to hear your feedback. Would love to hear it. And honestly, the engagement really helps the video. So next up, we have Fisher King. And frankly, guys, I have no idea how long this video is going to be. It's probably going to be a long one. So there's certainly, uh, chapters down below. So jump around as you see fit. I meant to say it at the beginning. So sorry about that. But Fisher King is eternal. Okay. I am anticipating something. He's a defender. Okay. I did not anticipate that. I would have assumed that he was an invoker, right? What Isis is an invoker. Yeah, I would have assumed he was an invoker. Just based off he has lore with the Holy Grail and such. But okay. Grail Veil. Say that 10 times fast. Attack one enemy, place Vanish on the ally with the lowest HP for 2 turns. Okay. Place Immortal and Shield, 300% defense. Good. On all allies for 2 turns. Dang. Okay. Fateless, if you are watching this, something that would be great on this site would be to be able to see like what these do, like whether it's a pop-up or something. That would be great. Because if I go, like if we look up, so right now as I'm using Raven's site and I go to a hero and we see like kind of what's going on. And once I look at barrier, it's going to show it right here and pops up. It's super, super helpful. Raven Powers' site has all kinds of stuff like tier lists and all other kinds of tools for the community. So guys, make sure and check it out. But I digress. So Immortal, let me just double check myself here. Still learning lots of stuff, guys. Always going to be learning, but prevents a hero from being defeated. Okay, 1 HP. Cool. So it's not like a block damage. It just keeps them alive. But Immortal and Shield, cool for 2 turns. Can't be killed for 2 turns unless it's removed. Awesome. I like that. Gift of Immortality. It's appropriate. I like that. I like that icon. That's really cool. That's nice. I'm a fan. Grail Veil. Okay, so that's a wording issue. I'm gonna say this is probably the wrong one because this actually includes Vanish. This doesn't. But equalize the HP of all allies to the ally with the most HP. Awesome. Great heal. Huge heal, actually. It could be. If allies are above 50% HP, then permanently increase the damage they inflict to enemies by 10%, stacking up to 3 times. Wow. If allies are below 50%, then permanently decrease the damage they receive. Whoa. Oh, if timed well, this could be an absolutely clutch ability to not like damage mitigation and damage increase on longer fights. That's challenging to do because you don't necessarily like you'd be focusing on one, like you'd be building a tankier champion so you could continue to heal them up to that. Oh man, that's a cool ability. Will persist. Oh snap! Will persist across each wave. Love that. Oh, awakening bonus here. Cannot be removed and placed. Nice. That's slick. And then for this one, heal 200% defense the ally with the highest HP and increases the stack limit by 2. Wow. So if you put, let's say, 3 to 4, let's just probably an easy number, right? So like 3 to 4,000 defense on this guy. That's a 6 to 8,000 HP heal, which the highest HP, I mean, it could be a good heal. It could be a mid heal. I mean, it's still a heal. So it's certainly going to help. But that is a fantastic awakening bonus. 2 stacks, that's 50% damage mitigation. If you're dealing with like some kind of immortal play, because for 2 turns, this cooldown's got to be long. Like it's got to be like 4 turns or something. I'm 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 hearing unkillable. I don't know, guys. Let me know down in the comments. What do you think? Unkillable? Unkillable teams, maybe? Keeper of the Grail. When a mortal prevents an ally's death, increase their HP, attack, and defense. But oh my goodness! So inflicting more. Let's see. Damage they inflict is increased, and increasing their stats for whatever damage they need. So it would be nice. So okay, at the beginning of the fight, you can pull these up. Let's see. Gain 30 divinity. Okay, so that's going to take a long time. When placing a mortal, gain 60 when this hero is attacked when under immortal. Okay. So he does not seem to place a mortal on himself. I don't know. I'm not quite sure if he places this. I'm assuming he would. So that's immediately 120 or 150 divinity. So you'd have to use this ability 10 times, but then when you take damage, should be once or twice, you get another 120, which splits that in half. So you need to use this 5 times, get hit 5 times. About. That is very quick, rough napkin math. So please excuse me for being wrong. But when a mortal prevents an ally's death, increase their HP. Yeah, when it prevents, it's the duration of a mortal. Whoa. Prevents the duration of immortal from being reduced. So you just straight up, dude, this guy getting fully awakened. Wow. Put immortal on. You take the damage, you don't get killed because it doesn't ding you. It doesn't ding that one. This here, you keep it for 2 turns. You get enough turns, maybe you can cast this again and granting it again. You're boosting yourself by placing more immortals. You're getting hit early in the fight when you're not taking as much damage, maybe for long fights. You're boosting damage, and then as you gain more damage, perhaps you start, doing damage mitigation here. This is ooh, 30% all battles. Oh, the aura that Heimdall lost. My boy Heimdall. Okay, I'm a fan of the Fisher King. Yeah, he's got a solid shield and lots of immortality going on here. Very aligned with who he is in lore and history. Absolutely, absolutely love that. Morgan Le Fay is next. Fey Sorceress. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. We know her kit already. Morrigan is next. Now let's go. I may have actually snuck a peek at her kit already. I can't quite remember. Let's see. But Eternal Disruptor. I have in my mind what Odin does because I looked at that earlier because I knew he was getting a rework. So let's see how she compares. Now, we know that Future Sight is an absolutely incredible imprint. Let's see if the rest of her kit does. Fate Foretold. Ooh. Nice. Nice. I like that. Attack one enemy with 75% chance to place initiative down. Okay. And place Dark Tidings on the target. Now, this is a unique debuff from what we know so far to Morrigan. Each stack decreases the damage inflicted by 5%. Stacked to 5 times. So you place 5 Dark Tidings on a hero, on an enemy, and they do 25% less damage. And can only be removed when the hero casts their ultimate when all stacks are removed. Wow. Also, max stats decrease speed initiative by 10%. Wow. That is a solid debuff. Okay, so attack one enemy, place Dark Tidings. Great. Initiative down. Awesome. So already with Dark Tidings, excuse me, functioning this way, in initiative and speed decrease and damage mitigation, like already she's going to be doing a lot of control around ultimates. So let's see. For Dark Tidings, place 2 stacks on all enemies. Okay, let's go. Then attack all enemies. 5%. Okay. Initiative. Lot. Okay. So you're going to be wanting to put initiative on her. 75% chance to place despair. Okay. Target is a boss. Place speed down too. See this, I like this about Fateless. I love that they are putting in if the target is a boss aspects of abilities because it sucks, right? Like when you have this kit and it's great and you want to use it, but then like, despair is not going to work on a boss. Okay, great. Speed down too. So you're putting initiative down, you're putting speed down, you're putting dark tidings to even further increase over time. I mean, especially if there's a single target, you're doing 2, probably 3, 4, 5, 6. Like you're already, once you get back to the core on a single target, you're already at max stats. Speed initiative are plummeting at that point because you've placed both debuffs and you've max stacked it. Oh, golly. I didn't even see this. 5 stacks instead on all enemies. So you start a fight, fully awakened Morrigan, and boom, the entire enemy team has 10% less speed and 10% less of initiative just by placing this one ability. She is eternal. Wow. Okay, remove all buffs from all enemies, then attack all. Oh, this is Omen of the Raven. Like that. These these icons are dope, if you ask me. Remove all buffs from all enemies. Okay. Then attack all enemies 3 times. First is drain. Second is defense down. Third is attack down. Imagine if Morrigan was like Lydia in Raid Shadow Legends. What if everyone could get her eventually? I mean, granted, summon and get lucky, but you got defense down, you got attack down, you got drain, you got speed down. Oh, I mean, there's just so much going on here. We know what future sight is when an enemy receives a buff. Oh, wow. Okay. When they receive a buff, reduces duration by 1. Period. End of story. When an enemy receives a debuff, increases duration by 1. So, in a sense, initiative down 2 for 2 turns. Dark Tiding are stacked, so I'm assuming that's not impacted. I would assume that you're not getting 2 here. Okay, yeah. So speed down for 3 turns on a boss. Despair that's not a debuff. It's a disable. So that wouldn't be impacted. But I mean, you're talking drain, defense, and attack down for 3 turns. Gosh. Decrease the target's resistance to accuracy by 500, like stacking up to 500 each time you receive they receive a stack of dark tidings. Wow. Okay. So I'm assuming 50 divinity when dealing damage to enemies under dark tidings. Okay. Come out with the core, all the dark tidings, attack one enemy. Kind of unfortunate that it's just a single attack. Like I would imagine this is still going to be slow to gain. You're going to want to give her so much initiative. Like, who cares about damage for her? Straight up, just the amount of accuracy you need, and then all the initiative. All the initiative. Wow. 30% initiative in arena battles. Huge fan. Wow. Vivian Idragach. I wonder if he's been updated at all. I'll have to look at that later. Man. Okay. The Echo faction. Enki. Let's check this out. Thanks for sticking in with me. I hope y'all have been enjoying this content. This is so fun to look through. I was going to be doing this anyway. It's great to be able to do a video on it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Aqua Surge. Attack one enemy 30% attack. Oh, sorry. He is an Eternal. Another Eternal. Wow. So did they just give us most of the non-Eternals? Yeah, Godforge Quest has, excluding King Arthur, so far, yeah. Okay, so yeah, excluding King Arthur, they gave all of the starting non-eternal heroes, I think, yeah, in the summon pool. Wow. Okay, interesting. Anyway, I digress. Back to Enki. He's Eternal Invoker. Attack one enemy, 300% attack. Increase the turn meter of all allies by 5%. Nice. Put a put a Sun Wukong on this guy, a Sun Wukong imprint. If an ally is under min, increase their turn meter by 10% instead. Ooh, okay. Where's the min coming in? Remove all debuffs from all allies and attack all enemies. Also place min on all allies for 3 turns. Oh, I like this guy. Solid heals. I honestly would say don't even worry about the like, gosh, he doesn't even need to attack. I would say it's almost a detriment potentially because you want to be placing, removing the debuffs, you want to be placing the mins. Also remove disables. Wow. Increase max HP, 20% total. Okay. River's Blessing. Guys, these kids are nuts. These kids are absolutely nuts. Temple of Abzu, heal 25% HP all allies, increase the duration of mend for 1 turn. Great. Quickly 60 divinity when placing mend. Okay, let's go. Wow. Yeah, that's solid. If an ally is below 50%, I wonder if placing mend, I wonder if increasing duration will also hit that. Increase the turn meter by 20%. Wow. Allies under below 50%. Speed up 2 on the target. Okay. So this guy is pushing turn meter, increasing speed, healing like crazy. Oh. Oh, Awaken, you can revive one ally with 100% turn meter, 100% HP. Dude, so this guy becomes a reviver on Awakening. Now, man. Okay, so a part of me actually doesn't like that. Just in the fact, like, that's a core hero mechanic. Like, reviving is a core mechanic of a hero kit. And the fact that that's locked behind an Awakening, I don't love that. I mean, this guy is a great, like, this is basically not really, but like I'm thinking like Senna from Raid Shadow Legends. Really solid design, really interesting design. Okay, increase the healing from min by 50%. Activate 1 min on each ally. Yes, so much healing. Yes, at the start of the turn, place min on all allies for 1 turn. Wow. We thought Isis was a pain in alpha. This dude is going to be pumping out insane amount of healing. HP all battles. Wow. Love that. Love that. I did notice that Merlin is not here. Man, it's a little sad. We've known of him for a while, and he's not making early access. Also, Thor is not here. Like we've seen him, we've seen his, like we've seen a lot of stuff from Thor, and he's not here. I mean, we've seen like idol breakers and such. So, you know, but that's too bad that we're missing those guys. Okay, Marduk, Call of the Sun, Eternal Invoker. Cleanse Defilement. Attack 1 enemy, then spread 1 buff from each ally and place it on all allies. Spread 1 buff from each ally and place it on all. Interesting. Increase the duration of 1 random buff on each ally. Okay. Ride the Lightning. Remove all debuffs from all allies, then attack 1 enemy. All allies would join an attack. Also, place block debuff on each ally for 2 turns. Remove all debuffs from all allies. Okay. Sorry, guys. I've been going now for 40 minutes. So we are just trying to maintain the focus. But attack 1 enemy. All allies will join in the attack. Oh, okay. Wow. Also place block debuffs on each ally. Oh man, remove all debuffs. Join attack, ally attack. That's wrong. So Phoenix isn't here. Oh no, what? Phoenix is right here. Block debuffs. It's interesting that they don't show that as a buff up here. Block debuff on each ally for 2 turns. Also place Phoenix on each ally for 2 turns, which cannot be removed. Okay. Okay, Marduk. Dude, Eternals are built different in Godforge. Wow. Invigorating Jolt. Remove all disables from all allies. Then place Stalwart and speed up 2 on all allies for 2 turns. Okay, so man, Mega Cleanser. Removing debuffs, removing disables. Stalwart, fantastic. Speed up 2. And just as a reminder, for those of you, it's a pretty unfamiliar one. Stalwart, immune to disables. Straight up. So you cleanse them, you make them immune to disables, and then you increase their speed. Increase divinity and turn meter of all allies by 30%. Invigorating Jolt is right. Sheesh. Sheesh. Gain 70 divinity, interesting, instead of 60. Placing a buff on an ally. So I'm assuming block debuffs is a buff. Once she's awakened, you're doing Phoenix. So this would be a team of 5 for wave content, right? Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's actually that's a ton of divinity you're gaining. This guy is going to fly because also you're going to be spreading buffs, which is a placement. This guy is going to fly through ultimates, I would bet. Grounded Surge for every 10 debuffs this hero's team receives. Activate this hero's core ability. Oh, wow. So, okay, wow. So if the enemy, like let's say you're in arena, now what you'll notice here, if you have a hero that places 2 debuffs, that's going to be 8 debuffs on your team. And so it's not going to be like an immediate like, oh, flip the tables. So you would still need to get 2 more debuffs on your team in that. So it wouldn't be an immediate flipping of the tables, but this, so getting 10 debuffs immediately removes them and then does an ally attack and blocks debuffs. Now, this is an invoker. Oh, wow. For every 10 debuffs this hero receives is his imprint. Nice. Speed in all battles. Let's go. Ooh, Marduk, my man. Oh, okay. So that's it on the Akura faction. We're going to Izumo. We have Amaterasu and Oda Nobunaga. That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking to it. Amaterasu, we have her as an invoker. Attack 1 enemy and heal all allies. If the target is under Aether Burn, increase the heal by 100%. Wow. Okay. Nice. Light of Heavens. Heavens. Place block debuff and Radiance 2 on all allies for 2 turns. Then has a 75% chance to place Aetherburn 2 on all enemies. That's got to be 100% when leveled up. Radiance 2 on all allies. Wow. That is awesome. Wow. Okay. So Aetherburn. So let's see. We'll do the second one. Increases weak hit chance by 10%. Okay. Reduces the divinity of all allied heroes by 6%. Rock on. Does not reduce boss divinity. Okay. So you're decreasing divinity. Block debuffs Radiance 2. And so for Radiance, those of you who are not, I mean, clearly I'm looking it up. It's been a minute, guys. Reduces damage received by 20% and reflects and reduces damage back to the attacker. Okay. That's awesome. I love that. I really love that. That's some good synergies. Revive all defeated allies with 50% turn meter, 50% divinity, then reset an ability cooldowns, all ability cooldowns on all allies. Wow. Equalize HP of all allies to the ally or enemy with the highest current HP. Oh, okay. Or enemy. So if you just get completely nuked down in arena and the other enemy is at full health, you bring everybody back with full HP. Also place Phoenix on each revived ally for 2 turns, which cannot be removed as Awakening bonus. 40 divinity when healing an ally. Okay, so he's healing with his basic. This might be classified as healing, so it might fuel itself. But basically, his basic is going to be healing all allies, which is good. So you're getting a chunk of divinity whenever you use your basic. Solid. New Dawn. At the start of an enemy turn, decrease the damage this hero receives by 10%, stacking up to 10 times. So decrease the damage this hero receives by 10%. Now, obviously, it's not going to go to 100. Like, you're not going to net to, like, I don't take any damage. It's like 10% of what you're still receiving. So it's never going to go down to 0. But stacks reset at the start of this hero's turn. Oh, at the start of an enemy. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. At the start of an enemy turn, decrease the damage this hero receives by 10%. Okay. So if you run him like slow and the enemy were to take 10 turns, eventually he would not be taking any damage. Oh, nice. Very nice. But it does reset the start of the hero's turn, so he can be killed. Awakening bonus, damage reduction applies to all allies instead. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. That's great. 30% initiative in all battles. Awesome. Dig Amaterasu. Fantastic. Design. Very cool. Oda Nobunaga is a brawler. Okay, let's go. We do know unifying the realms increase the damage inflicted. Well, we know the imprint version. We'll get there. We'll get there. Daimyo claim. So I think like his skin is what is used as the minions in the desecrated daimyo. But daimyo claim attack one enemy, then increase this hero's divinity by 5%. Okay. Increase additional 2% divinity for each enemy this hero has defeated. Rock on. Unyielding ambition, attack all enemies, then place speed up and initiative up on this hero for 2 turns. This attack defeats an enemy. The buffs cannot be removed. Interesting. He's very self-serving so far. He's a brawler, so brawlers are often self-serving. They kind of just take care of themselves, so that does make sense. Be nice if this was on everyone. Actually, well, it'd be nice if this attack defeats an enemy, the buffs go on everyone. That would be a pretty sweet version. But we move on. Imperial Conquest, attack one enemy. All allies join the attack with their basic abilities. Izumo allies inflict 30% increased damage. Okay. Well, we have no idea. Well, we have no idea what's going on here yet because there's a lot of skills, a lot of heroes that we haven't learned. But these guys are not really damage dealers. Like we have Invoker, Defender, Invoker, Disruptor, and another Slayer. But I mean, there's going to be more. This is going to be great. One day. May not be amazing right now, but increase turn meter of this hero by 50% if an enemy is defeated. Nice. Is now 100% when defeating an enemy. Turn meter increases now 100%. Well, okay, so this is an ultimate, so you're not necessarily using it. You're using it outside of your turn, which means that you would probably be getting the next turn. Gain 50 divinity when this hero has their divinity or turn meter increased. Okay, wow. Awesome. Increase the damage inflicted, unify the realms. Increase the damage inflicted by this hero by 10% and reduces the damage received by 10% each time this hero defeats an enemy. Increase damage, decrease damage received. Up to 5 times. This dude is going to smack bosses that have minions. Surely. Very cool. Very cool. I like him. I like him. All right. Well, we are just over halfway through and we are almost an hour in, guys. So we keep going on. We know a lot of this already. We actually know everybody. Well, let's just double check. These look very much the same. Yeah, this looks very much the same. Let's just run through Zeus real quick. Let's see if they changed him at all. Attack will each hit will ricochet to a random enemy. Okay, so this is different. Do we ricochet? That's shown as a buff. Um, okay, now it's here. Attacks a random target, then continues chaining to new targets. Each attack has a lower chance to occur. Nice. Okay, man, I don't not remember that buff. Um, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit will ricochet to a random enemy, inflicting damage 200% and apply defense down 2 on the target for 2 turns. Whoa! So this could, in theory, actually put defense down 2 on on the entire enemy squad. That's crazy. Strike from the heavens, attack one enemy, then attacks all other enemies. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Place attack up 2 on this hero, then attack one enemy. All allies would team up, join the attack. The target is defeated. Increase. He carries over waves. Oh, Zeus, my man, Zeus. It's still absolutely incredible. If the initial target is defeated, also increase the divinity of all allies by 20%. Okay, so what we're seeing here is that there's not the chance. Play sharpen 2. There's not the chance of just like gunning down teams time and time again. So Thunderstrike was like you had a chance to hit again. You do not have that anymore. So that's been changed. 20% 20 divinity when damaging an ally. When this hero defeats an enemy, the next attack on each ally will inflict 30% increased damage. Oh, Zeus. Still amazing. Still amazing. Really like him. Not what he was going to be in alpha, but going to be absolutely, gosh, madhouse. Now, okay. Now, here's a lot of heroes that we don't know. We don't know Camazotz, Kinich Ahau, Moctezuma. We might know him, and Tlaloc. Tlaloc. I apologize for my terrible pronunciations. I do not mean to offend. Let's get going. Camazotz is an eternal disruptor. Dreaded Claws attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 75% chance to reduce the target's turn meter by 5%. Very solid. Said he was a disruptor? Interesting. Okay. Each 100% chance, probably, eventually. 5%. Okay. Attack all enemies with an 80% chance of placing Drain 2. Huh. Okay. If the target is already under, also decreases their turn meter. Okay, very cool. Makes sense. Very bat-like. Screech of Doom attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has an 80% chance to reduce the target's turn meter by 10%. Target's turn meter by 10%. Okay. The other target is above 50%. Also place speed down. Nice. Otherwise place despair. Each hit is guaranteed strong critical. Whoa. When this hero inflicts a critical hit, steal 5% turn meter. If the attack is strong critical, steal further 5% turn meter. So I'm assuming it's like strong plus critical rather than just like strong hit. It's interesting. Interesting language there. We haven't seen that very often, but also decrease target's initiative and speed by 5, staying up to 50 each time a zero steals turn meter. Wow. I'm rereading this. I may have gotten some of these stacking numbers wrong. If so, I apologize. I might have been reading too quickly. Gain 30 divinity when decreasing enemy's turn meter. he's he's decreasing turn meter constantly. 1500, 30 makes sense. They didn't want him just doing this constantly, which if this was 60, he would be unstoppable. He would be so fast at getting his ultimate and placing speed downs and despairs and all kinds of stuff. Wow. Okay. Kinich Ahau? Ahau. Kinich Ahau. Next up, let's check it out. Attack all enemies with a 50% chance. Oh, I should probably look at this. He's an eternal defender. Okay. 50% chance to place Aether Burn. Okay, awesome. Attack down and blunt. Okay, let's go. Attack all enemies with to place attack down and blunt too. Okay. Sweet. It's interesting. He only has one awakening bonus here so far. I would imagine that might change, that there might be some issue here. Like this is a really big box. So I'm imagining that's missing an awakening. Um, I'm, yeah, see, yeah, it's missing. So granted, we know that these are potentially wrong right now, but I would imagine there's supposed to be an awakening here. Place Radiance 2, Scorching Guardian. Place Radiance 2 and Resistance up 2 on all allies for 2 turns, and transfer Blaze and Aether Burn from all allies to this hero, then attack all enemies. Increases hero's defense by 5%, so a total of 60, if a debuff is transferred. Interesting. Increase all ally defense when transferring a debuff. Nice. Nice. Okay, when an ally is damaged by an enemy, transfer 50% of the damage to this hero and increase the damage of the ally's next ability by 10%. This guy is very interesting. He's doing a lot of things. He's giving damage mitigation to your team, increasing defense, increasing damage as well. I mean, he's going to be soaking up a lot. You're going to need to have some form of healing on this guy, I would think. I mean, you're also absorbing debuffs. It's very interesting. But you're also putting attack down and blunt on the enemy. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Huh. He seems small in this picture right here. Okay. Moctezuma. I think we know a portion of that. Golly. Talk about a big sword, right? He is a. Oh, okay. Here we go. He is not eternal. I don't think he's in Godforge quests. Surely not, right? He's a defender. Another one. Attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit inflicts 50% increased damage to barrier and shield. Nice. If the target is under them, increase this hero's turn meter. Nice. Okay. Moctezuma's Revenge. Attack all enemies. Haven't seen a whole lot of acid. That's interesting. Actually, we haven't seen a whole lot of blaze either. Not a whole lot of damaging debuffs. At least from Eternals. I mean, he's not an Eternal. That's an interesting thought. Haven't seen a whole lot of damaging debuffs from Eternals. Interesting. I wonder if that's like the give and take. It's like, yeah, they're really powerful, but they don't actually have damaging debuffs. Before each hit has a 75% chance to remove barrier shield from each target. If they are not under those, after attacking, has a 75% chance to place Curse 2 on each target, which will further mitigate any further barrier shield they'll get. Otherwise, place Acid. Nice. Also place Taunt on each target for 1 turn. Okay. He's placing Ward. Place Ward on all allies. Then attacks all enemies. Also place Shield on all allies. Good. Good. 30% of the damage inflicted. Okay, not as good, but the shield cannot exceed 25,000. Okay. Yeah, I see what they're doing there. They're getting ahead. They're getting Paul, you're getting ahead of yourself there, man. You're getting ahead of us at least. 25%, 25,000. I bet you this guy broke some testing. Was you stack his damage, right? 200% defense, 120 attack. Yeah, all enemies, even with 30%, they have decreased defense. They have whatever is needed to maximize damage, and you get massive shields on these guys. Yeah, it's awesome. It would be game breaking, I think, some game breaking if there wasn't a limit. But increased shield limit to 50 reflects 100% of the damage inflicted to the shield. Will always be a normal hit and ignore. This will always be a normal hit and ignore 100% defense. Wow. Well, no wonder they have to cap the shield. Sacrificial Vow. When an enemy attacks an ally, decrease the damage received by 20% and increase the damage this hero inflicts on their next ability by 5%. This is doubled if the enemy is under barrier or shield. If an ally is defeated, activate this hero's core ability. Wow. That's the passive. So you lose an ally, you go and you attack all enemies. You taunt them. You remove their shield and barrier. Sheesh. Gain 40 when an enemy is hit. Gain additional 40 when hit by an enemy under shield or barrier. Nice. Defense and arena battles. Interesting. Interesting. Tlaloc, maybe that's how you say it. Ceremonial Spear. Attack 1. He is an Eternal Slayer. Okay. Attack 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit ignores 5% of the target's defense, which is doubled if the target is under Hex 2. Typhoon Cycle. Attack all enemies. 400% attack. Has an 80% chance to place Hex 2 on target for 2 turns. Also place 2 stacks of Banish on all enemies. Wow. 2 stacks. That's 2 revives that they can't be revived from. Nice. This is interesting. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was getting confused. I thought for a second he was a brawler. And I was thinking there's no only attack here. But no, just attack. That's right. Revered Harbinger. Attack all enemies. Each enemy hit will also ricochet to a random enemy, inflicting damage. Nice. Increase the target's divinity cost by 3%. Nice. Also increases hero's attack by 2%. Max 25 stacks. 50% increase of attack for successful ricochet. Dang! Let's go. This guy's gonna smack. Attack all enemies. Attack all enemies. Sheesh. Gain 20 divinity when inflicting a critical hit. I mean, thank goodness it's 20, or he would be smacking the heck out of everyone. Static Torrent. Each hit from this hero has a 50% chance to inflict additional damage, 100% attack to a random enemy. Nice. Enemies under Hex will always receive the extra damage. Nice. So you place the Hex. Each hit will always receive 100% of attack. A couple thousand. It's not bad. Not bad at all. 30% attack in all battles. Very cool. That is the Omeokon. We have 2 more guys. We know these guys. Tianlong, we're coming from you. Let's just make sure that Pengu is not any different. Frankly, I'm probably not going to remember too well. But, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of initiative and speed, which I'm assuming that this is very much the same. Attack down, defense down, initiative. Yeah, this looks very much the same. Okay, Eternal Brawler. Great. Let's move on. Tianlong. Let's go. One of the dragons. Oh, man. Guys. Eternal Defender. What do we got? Attack 1 enemy with a 50% chance to place attack down 2 on the target. Okay, for 2 turns. Nice. Damage mitigation. Let's go. Aerial Aegis. Place Immortal on this hero for 2 turns. Okay. Then place Intercept on all allies. Okay, that makes sense based off what we know about Pillar of the Skies. Which one? They changed Pillar of the Sky to Skybound Ward. Interesting. Okay, well, at least Imprint is still here, and Barrier is going to be 50% defense. Okay, that is very, very small, but we'll get there. Thinking about my Heimdall combo right there. But anyway, place Immortal this here for 2 turns. Place Intercept on all allies except this here for 2 turns. Okay, if an ally already has Intercept, increase the duration by 1 turn instead. Nice. Okay. While under Immortal, damage received from Intercept cannot exceed 15% of this hero's max HP. That's an interesting thing. I like that. Okay, Mandate of Heaven. Remove all debuff from all allies. Nice. Cleanse on the ultimate. Let's go. And attack all enemies. Also, increase the defense of all allies. Pretty sure that's maybe that's a typo. Why is that in that color? By 10% up to 30%, and increase the duration of Intercept on allies by 1 turn. Wow, he's really trying to keep Intercept up all the time. That's interesting. Also resets the cooldown of Aerial Aegis. Okay, so increase the duration of Intercept. Okay, hold up. 30% divinity, 30 divinity when hit by an enemy. Only 1,000. This might be an error. But place immoral and intercept. Okay. You go around. Everybody has one less immortal. You take enough damage, enough hits where you get up to your ultimate. You use your ultimate, and then round 2, you're already using your core again. And you have boosted your team back up to 3 rounds of intercept. Granted, that's like Green Sky's scenario, assuming you get it that quickly and assuming that the other team isn't doing shenanigans. But okay. Skybound Ward, when damaged, which should have been Pillar of the Sky, I thought, but maybe they're renaming it. When damaged by intercept, heal 100% defense the attacked ally and place barrier 50% defense on them. Okay. When this hero intercepts an attack, when damaged by intercept. Huh. Okay, for those of you who are watching this, what do you think the difference in this language means? When damaged by intercept versus when this hero intercepts an attack. That's actually concerning to me. Because I myself, I've chosen this imprint thinking that when Heimdall intercepts an attack, like he is placing intercept when damaged by intercept. Huh. I don't know. That's a little concerning. 30% defense in all battles. Huh. Tianlong is an interesting one. I don't know if I really love his kit. It's a lot of intercept. You really need to maximize the awakening to get that 15% max HP only. Huh. He's not placing shield or anything. So there's not necessarily, like, you're not going to be not getting hurt. Yeah, because again, you're healing the ally. You're getting damaged by intercept, but you're healing the ally. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this build. Let me know your thoughts. Okay. Last but not least, we have the Virage faction. And let me tell you, Belobog and Chernobog. Oh, I'm going to save this guy for a second. Let's go to Chernobog. We have seen a little bit of him already, I believe, in one of Simon's videos. But let's go ahead and look at it one more time. He is an eternal slayer. Bleak anathema. Okay. Law of misfortune. Attack one enemy with a 50% chance to place terrify. Let's go. Target for 2 turns. This hero joins an attack or retaliates. Attack all enemies instead. Attacks ignore, intercept, and charm. Nice. Okay, here comes the retaliate. Attack 1 enemy 3 times. Place retaliate on this hero for 2 turns. If Belobog is on the team, this buff cannot be removed or reduced. Also, if the enemy is defeated, increases your divinity by 100%. Holy cow. Holy cow. Attack 1 enemy, low damage, but 3 times. If the target's max HP is greater than this hero, each hit will inflict an additional 5% of the target's max HP. Boss Slayer. If the target's max HP is lower, each hit will always be strong. Wow. Place banish on the enemies defeated. That's strong. Gain 40 divinity when inflicting damage to an enemy. I forgot to say, place Phoenix on this here for 1 turn, which does not reduce. Phoenix, it doesn't. So he just straight up puts retaliate on himself, puts a Phoenix, an unremovable. Like basically, he will always come back. Phoenix. Golly. Who designed these guys? Because just wait. For this next one, imposing presence. After this hero joins an attack, not retaliates, joins, gains an extra turn, or retaliates. Hold up. Oh, after this hero joins an attack, gains an extra turn, or retaliates. Gotcha. Silly Charlemagne. This hero's next ability will ignore 50% of the target's defense and ignore shield, barrier, immortal, ward, and defense up. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Okay. After 5 enemy turns, if this hero is defeated, revive this hero with 100% HP and turn meter. If Belobog is on the team, remove, banish, and block revive before reviving. Oh my goodness. 5 turns is a lot, but wow. Wow, 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 wow. If you have both of these, Chernobog and Belobog, they are pretty unstoppable. You know, I will say his model looks rather young compared to that model, and I definitely will say I prefer that model. This one right here, just in terms of style. All right, here we go, guys. This is the last new legendary that we're looking at, saving the best for last. One of the most incredible abilities in the game so far inside of Godforge. Belobog, let's go. Eternal Invoker. What is up with this guy's kit? Let's check it out. Prosperous Light, attack one enemy and place attack up 2 on all allies for 1 turn. Okay, not bad. Increased damage. Fantastic. Light's Protection, place block debuff and stalwart. So no debuffs, no disables on you for 2 turns and attack all enemies. Nice. Also decrease the cooldown of all core abilities by 1 turn. If Chernobog is on the team, he joins the attack using his core ability, which is he just puts up Retaliate, won't be able to be removed. It attacks 1 enemy. Okay. And if it defeats the enemy with this, he gets his ultimate. Oh my goodness. These guys are insane. These guys are insane. Equilibrium of power. Increase the rank of all buffs. Level 1 buffs go up to level 2. Level 2 buffs go up to level 3. Attack up. Increase heroes' attack by 60%. Defense up. Increase defense by 60%. Protect 3. Transfer 60% of the damage this unit would receive to the hero who placed this buff. Radiance. Reduce damage received by 30% and reflect the reduced damage back to the attacker. Guys, equilibrium of power. Increase the rank of all buffs on all allies by 1 and decrease the rank of all debuffs on all allies by 1. Also equalize the turn meter of all allies to the enemy with the highest turn meter. Then gain an extra turn. Awakening 5. Gain an extra turn if Chernobog is on the team. Increases turn meter by 100%. These guys are insane. Insane. If you get them, y'all, you awaken these bad boys. Law of Time. I dig that. When an ally receives a debuff, decrease its duration by 1 turn. Y'all, this is absolutely wild. These guys are so strong. So you're talking about, okay, hold up. Let me finish here. When an ally receives a debuff, decrease duration by 1 turn. Great. When an ally receives a buff, increase duration by 1 turn. So this is basically very, very similar to Future Sight, but for your allies. Can you imagine if you had these guys and Morrigan on your team? Oh, 25% all battles too. Man. Whew. Oh, the imprint when an ally receives a debuff, decreases duration by 1. That's pretty sweet. Okay, gain 70 divinity when placing a buff on an ally. Okay. I'm curious if this will count as placing, for one thing, but place block debuffs and stalwart on the whole team. It's going to be pretty sweet. Placing attack up. He's placing a buff on every single turn. This has got to be wrong. There's no way his ultimate cost is 1,000. And yeah, okay, it's 0 and 1,000. I'm going to say those are the default values. I'm going to guess that those are the default values and that these need to be updated because there is no way. If I go to Chernobog and look, he's at 300, 1250. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they're the exact same. Man, this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all this. This has been an absolute blast being able to go through all of these hero kits, and I'm so excited to get our hands on these heroes in early access. Really makes you want to go get all of those eternal crystals. But guys, just remember in early access, we still don't know what it's going to look like going into launch. So make sure and make your choices wisely. Let me know down in the comments, who are you most excited about? Which of these new heroes seems the greatest? But there's also so much going on inside of Godforge and early access and so much information. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and make sure and check out this video next.